Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, Spike Cobra Gaming. My name is Rob. Once again, I got another little video for you guys. I'm not gonna, make it too long, but I want to let you guys know that I'm gonna be working on my personal build, and I'm pretty excited about that because I don't think I've ever put anything about my personal build on the channel. So we're gonna go ahead and take care of some cable management, and we're gonna go ahead and upgrade the GPU. So without further ado, let's go ahead and handle that, and I'll show you what we got. Alright guys, so sorry about that low energy, but let's try and improve this. I just got off of work, so it is about midnight. So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of this because I got time now, and most of my videos are pretty much done on daddy time. So whenever I have time to work on something, it's usually at night when the kids are asleep. And yeah, I got a couple of jobs, so this is kind of just something I do for fun. So, but let's get to it. So here you go. This is my personal build. This case right here is the 215, Lian Li 215, and it's the one with the 200 millimeter fans in the front. I think this video, I've had one video with it as far as the LED strips that I installed, but I never ever showed the video, any video with it complete. And it does have a 3070. That's an RS Master, and I love the graphics card, but I play so many video games that I figure, let's treat ourselves. As you can tell right here, this is the 3080. This is the 12 gigabyte version, and I can't tell you how many scalpers I had to kill to get this, but just kidding. That's not what happened. We actually got it on the dreaded Newegg. People have had problems with Newegg's left and right, and lately it's been really, really bad. So I actually just got this, saved up all my pennies. I'm pretty excited about it. Like I said, I wanted to treat myself, so we went ahead and we got the 3080, and we're gonna install it now. But I also have to go ahead and do some cable management. I got a new power supply. This is the 850 Thermaltake, and this is an improvement from what I have already over there because I have a 750, same exact one. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the same brand because it's worked great for me, and that's what we're gonna work with today. But I do want to complete the build. As you can see, I have GPU, what do you call that? The lack of better words, the support, so it doesn't lean. I don't know if I'm gonna use it because I don't think it's gonna fit. This 3080 is pretty big, and I've already started benchmarking the 3070 with Cyberpunk and the newest patch, the 1.5 patch, and I also have the benchmarked Fortnite. So with DLSS and no DLSS, so we're gonna compare now that I do have a 3700X, and I'm gonna keep it like that. The only thing I'm changing is the 3080. So we're gonna see, apples for apples, what the improvement is as far as the graphics card. So that's gonna be pretty cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and start working on this, and you guys can see the montage and the fast forward and the time lapse and all that cool stuff. But let's get to it. Let's check out my personal build. Test. All right, so it cut off, but when I was explaining was that these are the cables I'm going to use, and I use these little cable ties. They're not zip ties, they're kind of like what you use on a loaf of bread, or when you buy bread, they go on the little baggies. These little metal little strips, tie downs, or whatever you want to call them. But I'm going to use these because they're easy to take off if I ever have to come back to it, and I will need to come back to it. But I'm just going to go ahead and show you how the power supply goes, and these are all the cables for the power supply. And you have right here this 24 pin connector. It has two sides to it, so this end that's by itself, make sure you plug it in as well. That's part of the 24 pin connector right there. And this is going to go to the motherboard. And now we're going to use PCIe, and then this one we're going to go here. That's PCIe right here. That's one. So the single end goes connected on that one, and this is the end that goes to the motherboard. So you just need one end, and I need three separate ones because it needs 3 8-pins for the graphics card. So you go here, look for the single end. This is the split end that goes, see how it's split? That goes to the actual GPU side, and this goes to the power supply side. So PCIe, and this is gonna be same thing. This end goes to the power supply, it's by itself. The split goes to the GPU, and we'll go ahead and go like this. That's the 3 PCIe, and so you see it's all marked. And now this end goes to the CPU power on the motherboard. Single end goes into the power supply. Bam, boom. And now we need SATA to power all the LEDs. This is SATA right here, and this one's more obvious. This end goes to the power supply. So peripherals or SATA, it doesn't really matter. I'll put that separate so it's easier to take off if I ever have to remove it. When they're together like this, side by side, it's a little harder to remove those pins. But there you go. And now we're gonna move it in here. All right, so that's a little better. I'm gonna go ahead and show you something real quick. Down here, now that we removed the hard drive, the mechanical hard drive and the cage, you got to be really careful right there that you don't hit any of the wires, or any of the wires hit the fan. You see the fan right there? So be careful with that. I'm gonna leave it like this for now. RGB is insane. So the AIO has like 3 wires for the fan, and then another 3 wires for the LEDs, and the fans in the front have wires everywhere. And then I have the exhaust fans, they have wires everywhere. So you see all this wiring stuff. I'm gonna leave it like that for now because we're waiting for the cable mod cables, so there's no sense in going too crazy. But I can see where I'm going now. As far as the rat's nest isn't too bad. I'm gonna make sure all that hugs that area a little better, and when the cables come, that area is gonna be a little neater. But for now, I'm okay with that. I want to make sure everything else is working, and I'm gonna turn it on as soon as possible because with all these wires, something is bound to go wrong sometimes. So we're gonna go ahead and handle that business now and see if the GPU and the whole computer turns on. Let's do it. All right, so I've wired everything back on here, and I'm gonna go ahead and put the GPU. But this case, I'm gonna give you the rundown real quick. I have 3 Halo Cooler Master fans used as exhaust. Then you have the big fans right here that come with the case. These are 200 millimeters. They're really silent. They pull in a pretty smooth amount of air. And then right behind it, I have the RS 360 AIO. This is not the newest one. It's the version before the newest one. I can't remember what it's called, but it does come with 3 fans, and it pulls a lot of air, and it's great. This whole case is pretty good for the amount of money I paid for it. I don't remember exactly, maybe 170, 160 at the time. This was about a year and a half ago, and I really like this case. Not the best case ever as far as space, but it's really good for airflow. The only thing is that you do get a lot of dust, especially with pets. We have 3 huge dogs, so they track in dust, and I just cleaned this about a month ago, and it's already dusty in some places. I already vacuumed it, or I did the blower and got some of the dust off. We have these Phanteks LED strips, and you see them right here. I got some coming down here and coming down here. Now, it's super cool. You have all these LEDs and stuff, but you have to be mindful now with all the wires. It is going to give you tons of wires. There's 3 wires for the AIO. There's 3 wires. There's 6 wires total for those fans. The fans in the front and the AIO fans have about 6 wires each. So wires and cables galore. The LEDs give you more wires as well, and that's what you're dealing with if you want all the cool RGB. So now you can go more simple and not have the LED strips. Would save me some wire. You could probably get another AIO with different wiring type, but this one has a SATA, has LED strip, and it has the pump power. So that's all the wires. We have a 3700X. This is the Ryzen 7. It's a generation old, but it's awesome. I haven't had any issues with it. Now the Aorus motherboard, this is the Elite V2, and it's a B550 motherboard, but USB support, I've updated the BIOS as much as I can, and the USB seem to have a little short or a little issue when I'm connecting any of the USB onto it. So if too much USB, it kind of overloads. So that's the only thing I've had issues with this. But as long as I don't oversaturate the USB bus, it's not that bad. That's the only thing I've dealt with. I have a 1 terabyte NVMe. This is Gen 4. I'm using that in the top, and then we have this bottom one that has my OS. It has the operating system down here, and it's been snappy. This is 500 gigabytes, so I have a gig and a half worth of sorry, not a gig, a terabyte and a half worth of, storage for my games and any of my other editing stuff. So, I move things around, and it's been pretty good. I've removed the hard drive from under the shroud, and I don't think I need it anymore. I don't really use it. I haven't touched it in months. So it's just too slow. I like the snappy speed of the NVMe, so I'm I'm keeping that. So let's go ahead and install. Oh, G.Skill. I have the G.Skill Neo, and this is 3600 megahertz, and it is 8 plus 8, so 16 gigabytes. I haven't had to upgrade that. As far as performance, I don't oversaturate it really, not even when I render these videos, because I do all my editing also on my gaming PC. So it's been pretty good with 16 gigabytes. So that's what we're working with, and we're going to go ahead and see how this graphics card fits, and let's get on that. Let's do it. So I already opened the box, and what sucks is with this version you don't get the little birdie, the little jibby. Sorry about all the crackling. You just get this awesome badge, and let me tell you, for what you pay for, you should get the jibby. Any 3080 should get the jibby, and the jibby I'll show you a picture of that. I'll put it on the screen, but it's a pretty cool, like a little Funko Pop. I don't really care, honestly, but you should give me stuff, Taurus. So here it is. I opened it earlier. This card is kind of big. It looks humongous. It looks huge, and this is not even the extreme, but it looks extreme. Let me go ahead and show you. It is humongous. I don't even know. I mean, it's gonna fit, but Jesus Christ. Let me show you to compare. Let's put this away. Thanks for the little booklet. This is warranty information. Register your stuff. Trust me. It smells like a new pair of shoes. Nobody's buying 3080 12 gigabyte cards, so that smells like a new pair of Jordans. All right, so here is the 3070. Look at the difference. So the story with this card is I did buy this at the beginning of 2020, right before everything got really crazy, and I did get it off a guy from OfferUp, and he had tried this to put this on a small form factor case, and let me see if I can show you right here. He kind of scratched it because it did not fit where he was trying to, in the case he was trying. You see these little scratches here? But other than that, I got a good price for it. I paid really close to the MSRP, so I got really lucky with it. Especially with the scratches, I kind of talked them down a little bit. But other than that, I mean, it's been great. I mean, it averages about 130, 125, 130, to be honest, on most games, on high settings. And, I mean, it's a 3070 series card, so, I mean, it's pretty good, I would say. If anybody could have gotten this for like $600-700, it was back then. I mean, it's a great deal for that price. But these things are going for $1,200 now. It is ridiculous. They're dropping in price a little bit, but so that's that. Now let's compare it. Look at the difference. I don't even know if you can consider this 3080 a graphics card. It's like a whole other PC. Look at this thing. We're going to see if it fits, but there's the size comparison. Let me get up close. Like, I thought the 3070 was huge. I honestly thought it was big, but now that I'm looking at the 3080s, Jesus, I hope it fits. So let's go ahead and try it out. All right, so those cables aren't the greatest solution. They don't look that great, as you can see, but they're gonna have to work for now until we get those cable mod cables. I'm gonna leave it like that, and we're gonna turn it on and see what happens. So there it is. This is the build. This is my PC, and let's hope for the best. Everything should be all right though. 850 watt power supply, new cables, everything, I double checked it and everything's connected, and that big 3080 is not really sagging that much, so we're gonna go ahead and try it out. Let's go. All right, moment of truth. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't turn on. Sometimes things like this get a little wonky, but here we go. And it's not turning on. Okay, so what happened? Oh, there we go. I see power. So let's see. All right, that's a good sign. So graphics card looks like it's turning on. Let me move the camera a little bit. Let's dim the lights. And so far so good. I don't know if the Aorus stuff is gonna reset and all the RGB is gonna get set to where I had it, but it turned on pretty quick. I see the monitor already, and let's go ahead and get a keyboard. I'll be right back. So here we go. Oh, yep. Well, there you go. The colors are exactly what I wanted them. The only thing is the GIF. Or the GIF. That's fine. Let's go ahead and we'll be right back. All right, guys. So there you have it. Completed the build. I did a little bit of cable management. Nothing too crazy. I'm loading the GIF right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and move it to my actual monitor. But that's it. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead and show you some benchmarks. I'm gonna do Cyberpunk and Fortnite. And Cyberpunk with that new patch, like I mentioned. So we'll see how well this performs now. So I'm expecting 200 FPS on, you know, things like Fortnite and Halo, and then Cyberpunk should be around 80 or 90 FPS, depending on DLSS and all that stuff, and ultra or medium or high. So let's go ahead and get that done, and I'll show you some real good benchmarks. And here we go.
This, and Pepe's dead is squared?
Of course. I'm a man of my word. You know that.
Whole thing's simple. You swipe the Rayfield for me, I clear Pepe's account. Even tossed in a cut for you, I'm such a nice guy.
Lacks direction.
Truly.
Demons walk with him. They turn at his soul. But I'll tell him you're sorry. You wish to leave.
Hey, Kirk. Want to talk? Pepe asked me to talk you up.
What, he too shy to hand over the Eddies himself? Tell him I don't bite. Not yet.
How's your problem?